Action from the 2024 Quincy Shootout continues here on Central Illinois Sports, and game number 2 of 9 on this Saturday matchup. It's Chicago Curie and Father Tolton. Alongside Damon Emmerich, I'm Charlie Hull. John Hull, our producer and engineer here today from the 2024 Quincy Shootout, and a good matchup here for this 10:30 matchup. Curie just suffering defeat one time this season. Father Tolton coming off of a loss last night to Huntington Prep, looking to rebound and get a victory here today. We'll talk more about the matchup on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show next on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
The heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. If something goes wrong with it, you need a medical team that works just as hard. You need Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team, celebrating 20 years of delivering life-saving care to tri-state residents. Patients and families choose Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team for its experience, quality, and heartwarming compassion. Get the most out of your hard-working heart.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties, along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs. Or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
From bag to field to bin, Prairieland FS is your home for quality seed. We treat it right here at one of our local facilities, deliver it right to your farm, and then provide the propane to fuel your bins. Have confidence in what you're putting in your engine with our energy specialist. They're focused on maximizing power, fuel efficiency, and engine protection to keep you going. We're neighbors serving neighbors. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Brian Shoemaker, Damon Emmerich, Charlie Hull with you for this 10:30 scheduled matchup between Chicago Curie and Father Tolton. And Damon, you got a chance to see both of these teams over at Quincy Notre Dame last night. What'd you think?
Well, I mean, Chicago Curie struggled in the first half of play yesterday. Of course, for them, they showed up when the game was supposed to have started, so they had to get off the bus and get stretched out, get ready to play pretty quickly. So it took them a little while to get going, but they came back and had a strong second half against a very good Millard North team. And Chicago Curie got some strong performances yesterday from a few of their guys, including Carlos Harris, the senior who's signed to go to the University of Illinois Chicago. And then Will Gonzalez had a very big second half for this Condors team that allowed them to come back after trailing by as many as 14 points. Father Tolton took the defeat last night as they lost to a good Huntington Express prep team. Father Tolton had a few of their guys deal with some foul trouble throughout that ball game, so it'll be important for them to come into this game and make sure that they stay out of foul trouble. They need to keep Jay Wilson, who fouled out of the ball game last night, need to keep him on the floor. And we also saw one of their starters last night, Will Fretwell, didn't get to be out on the floor very much as he picked up 2 quick fouls in the first half, and then he had a foul trouble that he battled throughout the second half as well.
Of course, Father Tolton, one of their featured players, Aaron Rowe. We saw him at Link Academy last year, committed to the University of Missouri. The 6-foot junior is a player for this team.
Yeah, he's very tough out there on the floor. Just plays under control throughout the entire time he's on the court. Does a good job. You'll see him look to attack the bucket, but he also feels comfortable taking shots from behind the arc.
We're about 5 minutes away from tip-off in this contest. Chicago Curie and Father Tolton. Glad you're with us this morning on Central Illinois Sports.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties, along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs, or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Is predator hunting your thing? Game Masters has you covered. We have way more than just deer and turkey hunting gear, safes, clothes, and gifts. Come check out our predator guns, calls, decoys, lights, traps, binoculars, bipods, tripods, and shooting sticks. Don't forget your thermal and night vision, rifle scopes, trapping equipment, and supplies. Whether your next game pursuit is big or small, runs or flies, Game Masters has what you need to get the job done. We're passionate about the outdoors.
Hey, grab me one too.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, both teams out on the court warming up in preparation of this match between Chicago Curie and Father Tolton. And Brian, this is just one of the great matchups we're going to see yet here today.
I'll tell you what, folks, if you have subscribed here on Central Illinois Sports, your $9.99 is well worth it today. We've got Chicago Curie, one of the top-ranked teams in the Class 4A here in the state of Illinois. You'll have Quincy High School coming up later tonight, also ranked in the top 5 in Class 4A. You've got Link Academy, one of the top-ranked teams in the nation. Imatep Prep, who is going to be facing Quincy High. You've got Chaminade, Peoria Richwoods, who is also one of the best 3A teams in the state in the land of Lincoln. Wasatch Academy, ranked top 15. From top to bottom here today, Eric Stratman and this crew has put together a phenomenal lineup again here for the Quincy Shootout.
It definitely is, and this one a good matchup as well. We'll have the Farm and Home Supply starting lineups for you next.
Are you tired of being caught off guard? Slipping up in a winter storm? Don't let this be you. Say goodbye to shovels that break faster than your New Year's resolution.
Well, before the snow falls, visit your local Farm and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for everything winter. From snow blowers to a sturdy snow shovel. From different size ice scrapers to ice melt. And from sleds to hats, gloves, coats, bibs, and a lot more, we got you covered.
Warning, finding everything in one place may lead to extreme joy and the absence of disappointment. Farm and Home Supply is not responsible for spontaneous snowball fights, increased snow angel production, or the overwhelming desire to hug your snowblower.
Back with you here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Time for the Farm and Home Supply starting lineups on Central Illinois Sports. And for that and your play-by-play, here's Brian Shoemaker.
We'll get you started off first for the visitors on the scoreboard today. The Father Tolton Trailblazers. Jeremy Osborne at the helm on the bench. Their starting five looks like this. A 6-foot junior, number 1 is Aaron Rowe. Also a 6-foot junior, number 2, Jay Wilson. A senior standing 6 foot 5 inches taller, Javal Galbraith. At a junior, standing 6'6", Blake Pinchton. And at a senior, standing 6 foot 7 inches tall, Will Fretwell. It's Rowe, Wilson, Galbraith, Pinchton, and Fretwell for the 7 and 6 Father Tolton Trailblazers out of Columbia, Missouri. On the other side, out of the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, it's the famed Condors of Curie High School. Michael Oliver, the head coach, along with Larry Wallace, Ty Bullock, and Gabriel Taylor. Their starting five, a 6'6 senior, number 1 is Will Gonzalez. A 6'2 junior or senior, number 2 is Carlos Harris III. A 6'2 senior, number 5, Christian Brockett. A 6'6 senior, number 21, Tavion Collier. And a 6 foot senior, number 30, is Mason Miner. It'll be Gonzalez, Harris III, Brockett, Collier, and Miner for the Chicago Curie Condors. Charlie, champions of the prestiged Pontiac Holiday Tournament over the Christmas break, where they won in double overtime in a fantastic basketball game up at Pontiac.
Great matchup here in this one. Just moments away from tip-off. A final break. We come back with tip-off, Curie and Tolton next.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us when we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com. Central State Bank wishes all of the teams well on the hardwood this week.
We welcome you back live to the Quincy Shootout here on Central Illinois Sports. Brian Shoemaker, Damon Emmerich, Charlie Hall, John, and Tim running our cameras today for us here all day long as we are at Game 2 of 9, boys. We've got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. And we're so glad you've joined us here tonight. And this morning, in the afternoon, and all other time facets that you can think of here as we get ready to tip off here at Blue Devil Gymnasium. Stepping in for the Condors of Curie, it'll be number 21, Tavion Collier. Tipping off for Father Tolton will be Will Fretwell. Fellas, I'll tell you what, depth perception is one thing, but those are some tall boys out here at the middle of the court, and you can see it as the tip goes off and goes into the hands of Father Tolton, as Aaron Rowe will get things started for us here in game number 2 of the Quincy Shootout. It's a zone look here from Curie, a little bit of a 2-1-2, very compacted into the lane as they work the basketball over to the left side now into the hands of Pinchton. Gets tipped around, loose ball gets picked up by Curie. It's a turnover on Father Tolton. They're first in the early going here. Curie on the run. Up in the shot, no good from Harris Jr. Rebound comes down into the way of the Condors, and they'll work it back out for a second chance opportunity. 3 ball, in and out, no good. A fight for the rebound now picked up by Collier. He'll get it back out top of the key. They work it around quickly against this man-to-man look from the Trailblazers. Just started underway here. 0-0 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Harris drives into the lane, gets a ball fake, goes up and under with the left hand, no good. Tipped up and in is good. The first 2 points of the basketball game go to Tavion Collier, and the Condors are up early 2-0. Trailblazers come back. Nice drive to the move up with the right hand, no good from Wilson. And the rebound comes down to the hands of Curie. They'll push quickly to try and get an extra bucket here. Thought about the 3 to Harris. Pulls it back out to the left wing, and the Condors will get set. It's a one-on-one drive in. He goes up with the right hand, no good. High off the glass. It's a fight for the rebound out of bounds, and we'll get our first foul whistle to the contest against the Trailblazers.
That'll be whistled against Aaron Rowe. Rowe's first, team foul number 1 of the quarter against the Trailblazers. And Brian, already 4 offensive rebounds in this one for the Condors.
The Condors are aggressive offensively. They really pride themselves on rebounding and defense here. And that complemented with their big offensive power here is what makes them one of the top teams in Class 4A. With the basketball over on the right wing now is Harris. He'll get it back up top of the key. Penetrating in is Miner. Goes in up with the right hand off the glass and good. A really nice move from Mason Miner to get to the basket. And just like that, it's 4-0 Curie. Father Tolton lobs the basketball quickly into Fretwell. He goes in and up and misses. It almost looked like it went in, but it did not. And it comes down to the hands of the Condors. Pushing quickly again is Harris. He'll kick it now back over to Miner. Baseline drive. Back out to Harris. Works it around the perimeter. 3 ball on the way from Gonzalez. In and out is no good. And the rebound falls into the hands of Aaron Rowe. Trailblazers trying to drive baseline, and then we're going to pick up a foul on Harris Jr.
Carlos Harris III will be whistled for his first team foul of the ball game against the Condors. They've got the early 4-0 lead, 5:53 left to play, first quarter action on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
Harris Jr., Harris the third. Technically, he's still a junior if he's the third, I think. That's how that works. Junior. With the basketball now is Wilson. Goes up. Nice take for Wilson as he got some separation in the open space. And now Father Tolton on the board. It's a 4-2 ball game. With the basketball now is, Harris again. He drives in and he'll draw the foul.
Pinchton will be whistled for his second foul of the quarter against the Trailblazers.
This Curie team, Damon, is really coming out with some fast offense. They are not afraid to try and penetrate to the basket. Nice ball movement, and as we see, driving in is Brockett. Kicks it back out to Minor. Free throw jumper is good. 2 more points on the board for Mason Minor. 6-2 basketball game here with 5:26 left in the first.
Condors are going to pick up in a 1-2-2 full court trap defense, but Trailblazers beat it.
Rowe penetrates into the lane. His shot's no good. It's a fight for the loose ball as Fretwell was racing for it, and it'll fall out of bounds and remain down here with the Trailblazers on the far side of the court. Live from Blue Devil Gymnasium here in the campus of Quincy Schools in Quincy, Illinois, in the Central Time Zone. If you're joining us here, so glad you are on this early morning, as we're in day 2 of the Quincy Shootout. They work the basketball now into Wilson. He goes up and in. They were able to find Wilson to the free throw line, and he just found a quick lane, Damon, in for a quick 2, and it's 6-4.
Wilson's got all 4 of the Trailblazers points. Need to get a stop here on the defensive end, and not just the initial stop, but they've got to do a better job on the defensive glass.
Minor takes a couple of dribbles behind the back. Now they work it down to the left side. Down into the ball game. This is Collier. Nice post move up with the right hand. Falls in and out of the rim. Collier gets his own rebound, loses it, and Fretwell gets it. It'll be a turnover on the Condors. Here comes Father Tolton. Wilson drives into the lane, tried to get it, lost the basketball, and it's a turnover on the Trailblazers. Condors quickly pushing back in transition. Stop and pop shot, no good from Harris. Rebound falls into the hands of Galbraith. Father Tolton will reset here, and now the Condors extend that 2-3 zone, Damon, really trying to extend and get some length here and push Father Tolton into some spots they don't want to be in. Into the short corner now. Nice move down into Rowe. Rowe got into the lane after the nice pass in the short corner and draws the foul.
Going to be the second foul of the ball game against the Condors. It's going to be whistled against Will Gonzalez. That'll be Gonzalez's first. And the Trailblazers have a chance to give us our first tie of the ball game, or perhaps our first lead change if they hit a 3 on this possession.
Basketball was pressured way, thrown into the backcourt now. Father Tolton finally gets it back on there into the court. Driving in is Wilson. His shot no good off the baseline. Rebound falls into the hands of the big Tavion Collier, the 6'6 senior. Condors moving quickly. Minor with the basketball. Nice move. Goes up. Runner with the right hand. Draws the contact. No call, no foul. We'll keep playing. Moving now down is Wilson. Wilson, cross-court pass over to Rowe. Rowe drives in. Goes up with the right hand. Contested and gets blocked by Collier. 3 ball on the way from Wilson is also no good. And Collier will grab it. That's his 5th rebound already here in the first quarter. Ooh, he is a big cat, Damon. With the basketball is Mason Minor. Takes the pick, drives into the lane through double coverage, gets swatted from behind, and he'll draw the foul as Wilson will get caught on the call.
Wilson will be whistled for his first. That'll be the 3rd foul of the quarter against the Trailblazers. First free throw attempts of the ballgame are set to come from Mason Minor for the Condors. They've got the 6-4 lead, 3:18 left to play here, first quarter action. Mason Minor's first free throw on its way and good.
Checking in here for Father Tolton for the first time this morning will be number 14, Vlad Yefamenko, 6'7 senior. As we get lined up for the second free throw. Minor gets it up and down. He gets both free throws.
Minor's got
now
6.
It's an 8-4 basketball game. Minor's had a nice morning here so far. Double team, they get trapped in the corner. Rowe had to get rid of it, throws it away. Turnover again on the Trailblazers. Here come the Condors. They get it down into the corner. Derek Dottle, who just checked in, the 6'3 junior, gets the quick bucket. 10-4, Condors. 2:59 left to go here in the first. Dribbling the basketball, works it back over to the right side now. Rowe with the basketball. Tops it back up to MJ Adair, the 6'1 senior who checked in. Working over to the right. Rowe with the basketball. This 2-1-2, Damon, they like to compact it and extend it, and really causing some fits here for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, the Condors' length is really bothering Father Tolton. As we'll see Rowe take the shot, it's no good. Offensive rebound comes down into the hands of Yefimenko.
Yefimenko, we got it right twice. Steal, here come the Condors. It's Harris with the basketball, tosses it back over to the layup, easy for Derek Dowdle, and Father Tolton will take a timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Top-notch local computer sales and repair services. Adams Experts is your go-to when your computer goes down. 217-214-3423. We're back in a minute on Central Illinois Sports. Father Tolton comes out of the timeout. They'll have the length of the floor to go here against a three-quarter court 1-2-2 zone press, Damon, and really getting to see all the facets of the Condor defense here early.
Yeah, Condors have done a nice job. They really, in the first half yesterday against Millard North, their defense wasn't there. They picked it up in the second half, what allowed them to come out and win that big ball game, and they've been playing tight defense from the word go here. As Fretwell's going to lose the ball as he goes up for a shot. Gonzalez with the rebound for the Condors. Quickly into the front court. His pass is stolen away. And turnover against the Condors, their second.
Rowe will take the basketball. He drives into the lane. Nice move up and under from Aaron Rowe to get the deuce for Father Tolton. And it's a 12-6 ball game with 1:46 left on a very nifty move from Aaron Rowe, the 6-foot junior. Father Tolton gets a little energized on the bench after that layup, and we'll see if they can get a defensive stop here as the Condors work on their side of the court. They work the basketball up top of the key was Gonzalez. Thinking about the three was Brockett. Steps inside, misses the shot. Layup almost made by Minor on the tip-in. Instead, we'll get a foul.
That'll be Dowdle's first, third foul of the ball game against the Condors, as we'll see the Northwestern Mutual instant replay.
You get to see that really nice move from Aaron Rowe up and under with the right hand. Very acrobatic play from the talented junior. And now Father Tolton gets another chance to cut into this deficit. 12-6 ball game here. It's been a fun one so far. Glad you're joining us alongside on Central Illinois Sports as Adair with the basketball works it over to the left side to Aaron Rowe. Trying to find guys into the post. That's Wilson. There's nothing there as they are doing a great job of protecting those elbows. Trapped in the corner. It's a strip away. Turnover on Father Tolton is their fifth of the ball game. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. Down into the corner. Three ball on the way from Gonzalez and doesn't find the mark at all. And here comes Father Tolton quickly. Adair with it. Spin move. Pisses back up. Loses at the block. Now gets it into Fretwell. He goes up. Misses it. Gets his own rebound. Can't finish. And the rebound comes down to the Condors. 40 seconds left to go here in the first period. Gonzalez grabbed the rebound for the Condors. Brockett with the basketball. Picks it up on the right wing over to Mason Minor, top of the key. Between the legs dribble. Tries to go right. Stopped by Adair. 25 seconds left to go. 18 on the shot clock. Driving in is Minor. Goes in. Draws the contact, and we'll get a little bit of a bump foul, and Damon Emmerich will tell you about it as they'll inbound the basketball.
Foul's going to be whistled against MJ Adair. That'll be Adair's first. Fourth Trailblazers foul of the quarter as Galbraith will check back in for the Trailblazers.
Michael Oliver Jr. will check in, a 5'10 sophomore wearing number 3, along with number 15, Rashad Wilson, a 6'3 junior. And Oliver Jr. will inbound the basketball with 19 seconds left to go. Shot clock is turned off. I believe so. Son of the coach. Oliver with the basketball. The right wing guarded out by Rowe. He'll take it to the top of the key. Nice backdoor cut. Shot up from Harris is no good. Rebound comes down to Wilson. 8 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Wilson kicks it back out. Rowe. They've got to get a shot off. They don't know the clock's going down as they've got some trouble with this clock today, and we'll tell you about it after we come out of the quarter break. It's Chicago Curie 12, Father Tolton 6. Second quarter play-by-play coming up in a minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, grab me one too.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us when we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com. Central State Bank wishes all of the teams well on the hardwood this week.
After one quarter of play, Chicago Curie has the 12-6 lead over their father, Tolton. Tolton just shooting 3 of 13 from the field in the first quarter for 23%. They were hurt by 5 turnovers. The Condors shooting 28% on 5 of 18 shooting after one quarter, but they've done a nice job on the offensive glasses in that first quarter. They had 6 offensive boards.
Father Tolton a little upset on that last possession. Of course, we've been telling you, if you were here watching us from Blue Devil Gym last night, they're having issues with the shot and game clocks that are above the rims here. They've not synced all the time. And so what's happening is on the large video board, that clock is always accurate. We can see it. The players don't necessarily look at it. Father Tolton was looking at a stalled clock and believed they had more time on the last possession. But now we work back into the second period here. Running shot from Gonzalez is no good. Rebound falls into Galbraith. It'll be his third of the contest. Wilson with the basketball on the right side. Condors come out in a 2-1-2 here again as they're protecting that free throw line where Father Tolton wants to get the basketball. Rowe with it. To Yefimenko, back to Rowe, and now he'll get bumped as he works to the left elbow.
I think they'll get Michael Oliver Jr. That'll be his first team foul number 1 of the quarter against the Condors. We'll see Dejon Jackson check into the ball game for the Condors as Gonzalez will take a seat. On the other side, Pinchton back into the game for the Trailblazers as Will Fretwell will go to the bench.
Tolton's got the basketball. They trail by 6 here in the early going of the second period. Rowe tried to look for the cross-court pass, didn't get it. Now back to the top of the key. They wanted to work it to the right side, and instead they get it to the left. Nice ball fake. No shot available, though. 3-ball came from Rowe. It doesn't hit the mark. Racing for it was Yefimenko. He's able to throw it behind the back and keep it into play as Wilson comes up with it. A nice hustle play by Vlad Yefimenko to keep things moving for Father Tolton. Another 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebound tipped in almost from Pinchton, no good. And Harris grabs the rebound for the Condors. They'll move quickly back into the other side of the court. 3-ball on the way from Oliver Jr. is good. Michael Oliver Jr., the sophomore, knocks it down at Blue Devil Gym. It's a 15-6 advantage for Curie, their largest of the contest. Quick stop and pop for Rowe is no good. Fight for the rebound. Comes down into the hands of Dowdle. It's a loose ball now. They come back, and we're going to have an out of. Nope, it's going to be a jump ball, the officials say. And the alternating possession will favor Father Tolton. Fretwell will check back in for the Trailblazers. Aaron Rowe will get a breather. Tolton will inbound underneath their own basket with 6:25 left to go. Curie leads 15-6 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Pinchton, 3-ball, no good. Oliver Jr. grabs the rebound. He'll run down the court. Curie likes to run in transition. They get it down, tipped away as they try to get the basketball to Dowdle. Nice job by Galbraith to get his hands in. It'll be a turnover, the 4th against the Condors. Damon, this Curie team, you got to see them again last night. They are fast. They love to run.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much more athletic they look if they don't just step off the bus and have to play, as they had some bus troubles getting to the game last night. So got out here and they were able to get loosened up a little bit more in this ballgame and then come out ready to play, as they're all over the defensive end here, giving the Trailblazers fits.
Wilson's shot's no good. Yefimenko gets it. He'll go up and he'll get fouled, and Vlad Yefimenko will go to the free throw line.
Foul's going to be whistled against Rashad Wilson. It'll be Wilson's first, team foul number 2. And to the line for the Trailblazers will be Vladislav Yefimenko, looking for his first points of the ball game. It'll be the first free throw attempts of the morning for the Trailblazers. First one from Yefimenko is high, up, and good.
Common spelling, of course. Yes, as Tavion Collier will check back in here for Curie. Derek Dowdle will take a seat. We remind you, folks, if you're in the Columbia or Chicago area, you make your way down to West Central Illinois, stop by the guys out at Plum Creek Golf Course just off of north of Winchester. They'll welcome you. 217-742-9018.
Second one from Yefimenko was no good, but the offensive rebound was controlled by Pinchton. He was then fouled by Rashad Wilson. That's Wilson's second, third foul of the quarter against the Condors. Wilson having problems getting in, finally gets it in to Fretwell.
That is a high inbounds pass that he had to throw. They get it back up. Pinchton looked at the top of the key. Yefemenko with it on the right wing. Cross-court pass. Wilson's got it. Condors' length really causing some problems. They want to get that basketball into the free throw line, Damon. They just cannot do it based on the way Curie's running this zone. We'll get an off-ball foul that'll go the way of the Condors.
It's going to be whistled against Vladislav Yefemenko. That's his first foul of the quarter, as we'll see Christian Brockett back into the ball game for the Condors. Carlos Harris III will get a quick breather for Michael Oliver's squad.
Curie, a very senior-laden squad, a lot of upperclassmen here, just one sophomore on this roster. Stop and pop from about 16 feet is no good. With the rebound is Collier. Tosses it back out left wing. With the basketball is Brockett. He'll reset the offense here with 5:22 left to go. Penetrates in, passes out to Jackson. Nothing there as they work around the perimeter. 3-ball on the way from Wilson rolls around the rim and no good. And we'll get a pushing foul that will go the other way. It'll be against Curie.
Yefemenko got the rebound, and he was then fouled by Tavion Collier. That's Collier's first. And the fourth foul of the quarter against the Condors. So the Trailblazers will shoot the remaining 5:12 of the first half.
Damon, this zone, you can see what Father Tolton wants to do. They flash high, as you see right there, but they just cannot get that basketball in. They finally were able to get it, but it's a bump and run every time they do. Father Tolton looking for answers offensively.
Condors doing a nice job taking that middle away and really extending the Trailblazers offense out further beyond the perimeter than they'd like to be. But the foul on the defensive end against Christian Brockett, it'll be his first, will send Fretwell to the line to shoot 2, as that's the 5th foul of the quarter against Chicago Curie. Will Fretwell will go to the line looking for his first points. The Trailblazers trail 15-7 with 4:52 left to play here. First half action on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Fretwell's first is good.
Father Tolton trying to cut into this advantage. It's a 7-point basketball game as we're reaching the midway part of the second quarter. You're watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports with Brian Shoemaker, Damon Emmerich, Charlie Hull working things on us on the technical aspect. Here's the second free throw up and good. It's now full court pressure here from Father Tolton. A little diamond in one press as now the Curie's going to have to work their way through it. It's a high toss. Gets tipped up in the air by Wilson. Stolen away from Wilson. It's a turnover on the Condors. In transition now is Pinchton. Nice spin move up with the left hand is good. Turnovers into baskets for Father Tolton. And here come Curie one more time. It's a 15-11 basketball game. Driving in. Up and in with a nice little runner is Dejan Jackson, the 6'3" junior. Tolton quickly now moving. Galbraith with the basketball, and they trade baskets quickly. 4:21 left here in the second. It's a 17-13 basketball game as the pace has picked up here at Blue Devil Gym. Brockett will bring it across the time stripe, standing on the big Blue Devil head at the center. Flashing high was Collier. Now he comes up to set the pick on the left side. Driving in is Brockett. Up with the right hand. Draws the contact. He'll get the by 2, get one opportunity. As he gets the bucket, and Damon will tell you about the foul.
Brockett's got his first 2. He was fouled by Pinchton. Pinchton's going to be whistled for his second. Team foul number 2. And Christian Brockett will go to the line looking to complete the and one opportunity, as his bucket right there extended the Condors' lead back out to 6. It's 19-13 with 4:02 to play in the first half.
Really making that happen, Brockett, off of that pick. These guys are so big for Curie in the post that those picks really, it's like running into a brick wall, Damon, and then he just gets the opportunity in the open lane.
Can't convert the and one. Pinchton went to the bench after picking up his second foul. It allowed Aaron Rowe to check back in for the Trailblazers. So they give up a little bit of size with Pinchton going to the bench, but they bring in the future Mizzou Tiger in Aaron Rowe, so not a bad trade-off there for Jeremy Osborne's squad.
Fretwell with the basketball gets it back up to Wilson, top of the key.
Condors have come out of their zone into a man-to-man.
Stop and pop from the free throw line for Jay Wilson is good. That's a nice shot that'll win you a lot of basketball games. It is a 19-15 basketball game. This started to feel like Curie was really going to kind of pull away here early, but Father Tolton has responded rather nicely in the second frame. With the basketball on the wing is Minor. Mason Minor tries to look at it, tries to drive around Rowe. Spin move, nothing there. He'll pull it back out, gets it back out to Brockett at the top of the key. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Drives in, right side, baseline, jumper. No good. Rebound goes down to Galbraith. It'll be his 5th of the contest. Big quick pass into Fretwell. Up and off the glass is good. Rowe gets the dime. Fretwell gets the deuce.
That's a good look right there by Rowe. Tight window to feed that pass in, but Fretwell rewarded him with the assist. And then Wilson has a near steal. Harris III might have gotten away with a foul as he grabbed a little bit of jersey.
Drives in on the baseline. He'll drive the contact. Yefemenko is going to draw the foul, and Harris will go to the free throw line.
That'll be his 2nd, and it will send Carlos Harris III to the line. Scoreless so far in this ball game. His first free throw attempts of the night will be underway. His team's lead, which was once at 9, is down to 2 at 19-17, and make it 20-17.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction, the #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois and Northeast Missouri. If you're looking to buy, sell, or auction farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential, commercial property, they've got the whole gamut. Come to the guys at PCRERealestate.com or call 217-285-5800, our scoreboard sponsor here on Central Illinois Sports.
Harris III gets them both. Condors lead back out to 4 with 2:30 to play in the first half.
Fretwell with the basketball, now guarded out by Gonzalez. They'll work it around the perimeter onto the right side now. Wilson with it. Father Tolton really finding a rhythm here offensively and maybe getting to do a little bit of that as Curie's went to a man-to-man. Stop and pop again for Wilson. Doesn't fall. Mason Minor grabs the rebound, and he'll push for Curie. 2:08 left to go here in the first half. 3 ball on the way from Gonzalez on the right wing, in and out, no good. Yefemenko grabs the rebound. Rowe with the basketball. He'll push the tempo for the Trailblazers. Trying to work around the left side. Stops and pops from 12. No good. Yefemenko grabs it. Drives in. Nice move with the right hand. That was a really nice move from Vlad Yefemenko on the rebound. He was tightly packed by everybody and found the space, Damon, to get the ball on the floor and get to the rim.
Then had some good body control to put the ball on the floor with the power dribble, go up strong, back down to a 2-point lead for the Condors with 1:30 to play in the half.
They'll get the basketball to Gonzalez. He'll drive in, runner with the right hand, rolls in and out. Nice job by Fretwell to clear the lane, and Rowe will grab the basketball. His fourth of the contest. They get the basketball underneath to Wilson on the dandy pass, and he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Minor's going to be whistled for his first, and to the line for the Trailblazers will be Jay Wilson. Wilson's got 6 points. And if he knocks down both these free throws, it will give us our first tie of the ball game, as it's 21-19 Curie on top. Jay Wilson at the line for Father Tolton, where his first is going to be no good. And after the missed free throw, we'll see Derek Dowdle into the ball game for the Condors. MJ Adair will check in if Wilson gets this free throw to go.
Damon, you don't want to question anybody's strategy here, but Curie really seemed to have things locked down in that zone defense, and since they've moved to a man, Father Tolton's really found some rhythm here.
Yeah, Tolton's done a nice job. Jay Wilson and Aaron Rowe have been allowed to create some after that. Curie Condor have come out of their zone defense as Yefemenko will go to the bench. Don't want him to pick up a 3rd foul, and Wilson will also take a seat. Into the ballgame for the first time for the Trailblazers is Donovan Tolson. As a near steal, but Condors track the ball down.
Working out of the basketball. Stop and pop from Harris III. No good. Fretwell will grab the rebound. Father Tolton with a chance to cut back into this. Maybe take the lead with less than a minute left to go. Rowe will drive in. He'll drive the contact. That's going to be on the floor.
Brockett's going to be whistled for his second, but Rowe's going to go to the line to shoot 2 as the Condors have more than 5 fouls here in the second quarter. Aaron Rowe is going to go to the line, and Brian, we have yet to have a tie, yet to have a lead change in the ball game. And actually, they're going to, Galbraith was there at the free throw line for a second, but it is Aaron Rowe.
Some coaches like to try and do that, and they say, no, he's actually going to be the shooter. It's a good try, though. Galbraith will be the free throw shooter as they tried to walk Aaron Rowe up to the line. You know, you can't blame a guy for trying here. It's early in the morning. It's not even lunchtime yet. You just never know if you're going to catch some of these guys snoozing in the stripes tonight, but our crew is on it.
So Javar Galbraith says, hey, I'll step up and knock this one down. Galbraith's got 3 points, and we've got our first tie of the ballgame knotted up at 21.
You know, Damon, one of the fun things about this shootout is getting to see some of our local officials work these ball games, and it's nothing against the guys. We've got some great officials in our area, but sometimes the speed of these basketball games and some of these teams is just a little bit different than these guys are used to seeing, but it's a fun experience for them as well.
Galbraith knocks them both. First lead change of the ball game. We'll see how Curie responds.
With the basketball now is Harris. Cross-court pass. Mason Minor three ball goes off the back of the rim, almost rolls down and does not fall. Rowe picks up his 5th of the contest. 31 seconds left to go here. They turn the shot clock off. Father Tolton with the lead, trying to hold on to it going into the halftime break. Adair with it. Takes a few dribbles, works to the left side. Now they get it up to the block there as Tolson has the basketball. Adair with it, tries to get it worked inside. Galbraith with it, tries to spin, and he's going to get bumped, and he'll go back to the free throw line for 2 more with 8 seconds left.
Carlos Harris, the third, whistled for his second. So fouls starting to mount a little bit for this Condor squad. And Javar Galbraith will go back to the line to shoot 2. As Brian told you, he just made a pair from there. His team's got their only lead of the ball game so far in this one, leading by 22. Now make it 23-21.
Well, if they hold on to this halftime break, Damon, I think Jeremy Osborne's got to go into the halftime break here feeling pretty good about the way things are going. Now, we may expect to see Curie go back to that zone at some point, but Father Tolton really has developed a rhythm here as he gets both free throws, and we'll get a couple of quick substitutions. Oliver will check in for Curie, and checking back in will be Wilson for Father Tolton.
I think he's got to be pleased with the response that's come from his squad. They were down 9, and now they've got a 3-point lead.
Clock winding down. The sinking again issue is happening again. The shot from Oliver was no good, and we've reached the halftime break. It's the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show from the Quincy Shootout, where Father Tolton holds a 24-21 lead over Chicago Curie. We'll come back in a few minutes with our halftime update from Matt Schuckman at Muddy River Sports and break things down for you here. You're watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company in Quincy, Illinois. We'd like to introduce you to the brand new 2024 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive, offered at $32,325. The 2024 Dodge Hornet pays homage to the iconic legacy of Dodge performance. The Hornet GT comes equipped with a 2.0 Hurricane 4 turbo engine that boasts up to 268 horsepower, making it the most powerful compact utility vehicle on the market. Stop by Little Jess today and take this eye-catching CUV powerhouse for a spin.
The thing for me that really separates DOT, senior leadership and the owners of the business really focus on employee engagement.
We have some of the best people managers.
The Tracy family, senior leaders throughout the business, really all of our leaders care about the employees that work here.
And that allows for a lot of families to come work at Dot Foods, and I think that's part of it, is being able to have all those different schedules and the flexibility to be able to move things around when life happens.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. It wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1.
I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties, along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs, or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
Are you tired of being caught off guard? Slipping up in a winter storm? Don't let this be you. Say goodbye to shovels that break faster than your New Year's resolution.
Well, before the snow falls, visit your local Farm and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for everything winter. From snow blowers to a sturdy snow shovel. From different size ice scrapers to ice melt. And from sleds to hats, gloves, coats, bibs, and a lot more, we got you covered.
Warning, finding everything in one place may lead to extreme joy and the absence of disappointment. Farm and Home Supply is not responsible for spontaneous snowball fights, increased snow angel production, or the overwhelming desire to hug your snowblower.
Back on the halftime show, it is a 24-21 lead for Father Tolton on top of Chicago Curie, and we now head courtside to Brian Shoemaker.
Brian Shoemaker here on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show. Sorry we missed the cues up there, boys, where Father Tolton enjoys a 24-21 lead over Chicago Curie. Speaking here courtside with Matt Shuckman, sports editor of Muddy River Sports. And Matt, it's not even noon, but this has been a really, really fun contest here at the shootout.
It really has. I love the pace that this game's been at. Some people will look at the score and go 24-21. They're not scoring a whole lot, especially when we saw a team score 40 or more in a half. But the pace has been good. The activity on the floor has been good. These two teams are getting after it. I love the way everything is being challenged, whether it's a cut through the lane, a drive along the baseline, just a simple pass out to the wing. Everything's being challenged.
It's an interesting dynamic here. Chicago Curie is in town, the top-ranked team in Class 4A. Quincy's not too far behind them. And Quincy's number 3. It's an interesting dynamic to see the speed that Curie plays at. And if you're a guy like Andy Douglas, you're sitting here watching teams like this thinking, what do we need to do to match some of that speed? I know Quincy's got a little bit of it of their own, but it's a really neat opportunity to get to see Curie play here today, in my opinion at least.
Oh, a tremendous opportunity, not only for the Quincy staff to scout a team that you could potentially see at a state tournament or a state tournament level game, but you get to see how they're playing in the Chicago area. So now you know what the public league's going through, what the public league's trying to do. So whether you match up with a Curie or you end up with a Simeon or Morgan Park somewhere along the way, you have an idea of the pace of play and the speed they play at. And I think Quincy can match that. That isn't a pace that Quincy can't compete at.
Looking back to the basketball game, Curie sat back in that 2-3, 2-1-2 zone, really protected the elbows in the free throw line. They moved into a man, and Father Tolton really looked to get into a good offensive rhythm, and it seems to have changed the entire dynamic of the ball game so far.
It really has, and I like the way it hasn't just been Aaron Rowe attacking off the dribble for Father Tolton. They get everybody involved. Now, if they make some of those bunnies, if they make more of the shots at the rim in the first quarter, they got a bigger lead here at halftime. They struggled at the rim early, but I like the way those guys attack, especially off the dribble.
Sitting here live with Matt Shuckman. We'll be checking with him all day during half times of our games here at the Quincy Shootout. We'll come back in just a minute on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram halftime show with statistics and more as Father Tolton leads Chicago Curie 24-21. You're watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, grab me one too.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go full throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. Dot Food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose Dot.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. 24-21 is the halftime advantage for Father Tolton over Chicago Curie, and Damon Emmerich has a look at all of your halftime stats.
Well, taking a look at the first half stats for Father Tolton. Tolton shooting 8 of 27 from the field for 30%, 0 of 6 from behind the three-point line. But the Trailblazers in the first half did a nice job getting to the free throw line as they shot 8 of 10 from the charity stripe. 5 turnovers in the ballgame for the Trailblazers, all of those coming in the first half. Their 3-point lead at the half is their largest lead of the ballgame. Scoring for the Trailblazers, 2 points apiece for Aaron Rowe and Blake Pinston. 3 points for Vladislav Yefimenko. 4 for Will Fretwell. 6 points at the half for Javar Galbraith. And Jay Wilson leads the Trailblazers with 7 points in the first half. For the Condors of Chicago Curie, they're shooting 8 of 30 from the field for 27%, including just 1 of 7 behind the three-point line. 4 of 5 from the charity stripe were the Condors in the first half. They too had 5 turnovers in the first half of play, and their scoring looks like this. 2 points apiece for Carlos Harris III, Christian Brockett, Tavion Collier, and Dejon Jackson. 3 points for Michael Oliver Jr., 4 for Derek Dowdle, and Mason Miner led the way in the first half for the Condors with 6 points, who trail at the half by 3 after leading by as many as 9 in the first half of play.
Little Jazz, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at 3431 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois, right across from Quincy High School, the place to go for your next car buying purchase. Their staff is committed to making the process simple and making sure each customer walks away feeling like they got the best deal they could and satisfied with their purchase. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them just down the road a piece from Blue Devil Gym. We're back with second half action next on Central Illinois Sports.
Game Masters is your headquarters for all your hunting gear. We have more than just camo hunting attire. Come check out our casual lines of Sitka, Under Armour, North Face, Columbia, Drake, and more. Pursue your prey with these off-road Quiet Cat bikes from Game Masters. Easy to transport and perfect for your next hunting adventure. Game Masters, we're passionate about the outdoors.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us when we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com. Central State Bank wishes all of the teams well on the hardwood this week.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company in Quincy, Illinois. We'd like to introduce you to the brand new 2024 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive, offered at $32,325. The 2024 Dodge Hornet pays homage to the iconic legacy of Dodge performance. The Hornet GT comes equipped with a 2.0 Hurricane 4 turbo engine that boasts up to 268 horsepower, making it the most powerful compact utility vehicle on the market. Stop by Little Jess today and take this eye-catching CUV powerhouse for a spin.
Welcome you back here as we get ready for second half action between Father Tolton and Chicago Curie, live from the Quincy Shootout in Quincy, Illinois. No matter where you're watching across the country, we're so glad you're tuned in with us here this morning as we've got a fun basketball game here through 2 quarters of play. Curie will get the basketball to begin as they get the basketball to Gonzalez. Nice toss in. Shot from Harris is no good. Fight for the loose rebound comes down to the Trailblazers. They'll quickly push down to Aaron Rowe. Rowe drives in. Baseline jumper is up and rolls around the rim. No good, but Galbraith comes up with the rebound. Loses it, though. It'll be a quick turnover there on Father Tolton. Now it's a turnover on the Trailblazers. Rowe with the basketball. Drives in, goes up with the right hand off the glass, up and good. Aaron Rowe takes a turnover and converts it into 2. Largest lead of the ballgame here for Father Tolton is 5. It's 26-21. They'll get the basketball. Now will Curie. Man-to-man look from Father Tolton as they get the ball to Gonzalez. His 3 from the corner goes off the front of the rim, and a big rebound grab by Dowdle. Or Collier, excuse me. Collier trying to work in the post, guarded by Galbraith. Fadeaway jumper on the baseline is good. That's a pretty shot by Tavion Collier, the 6'6 senior, and we'll get an official's timeout as they're going to bench warning here, what appears to be against the Condors bench.
2 games, maybe 2 warnings here at the Quincy Shootout for the Condors.
Just a little too excited over there sometimes. Can't blame him. Fretwell with the basketball, working on the left elbow, guarded by Collier. Rowe with it, between the legs dribble. Works to the right side, steps back top of the key. He'll have to pass away to Jay Wilson. Nice little give and go as they look for Wilson. Fretwell gets double teamed, though, almost loses the basketball. Drives into the baseline, tough shot, no good. It's going to go off the hands of Fretwell as Gonzalez was in there as well. It'll be a Curie basketball. Well, Father Tolton, Damon, just looks a lot more comfortable right now in the offensive facet. I know they're still getting some defensive pressure, but they are starting to find some things work. Guys are starting to work into some open spaces, maybe just not getting some of those passes there, though.
Yeah, doing a nice job, and they're just active on the defensive end.
With the basketball now was Brockett. Hands it off to Mason Miner as he works on the left side. Double team, picks it up on the wing, and they'll toss it back out to midcourt, where Carlos Harris III will work in. Drives in, left hand off the glass, rolls in and out of the rim. Rebound for Collier is up and good as the right hand goes, and the bank's open early on a Saturday morning in Quincy. It's a 26-25 lead for Father Tolton as we trim it back to a 1-point game. Still a man-to-man look for the Condors here. Driving in is Jay Wilson. Runner with the hand is no good. Goes off the glass and will get a foul against Father Tolton and head the other way.
Jay Wilson's his second first foul of the quarter against the Trailblazers.
If you're just joining us here on Central Illinois Sports, we remind you your subscription gets you all the games. As driving in now is Harris Jr. He pulls up, rolls around, no good. Rebound grab by Pinchton. But you've got access to the rest of the games here. Nationally ranked teams and top teams in the state of Illinois all gathered here at Blue Devil Gym today, as it's going to be a little foot shuffle before the dribble, and Pinchton will get whistled for the travel.
6 turnover against the Trailblazers, both teams with 6 turnovers. Trailblazers, the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the third quarter, kind of went away from what they were being successful with on the offensive end, as they kind of went a little bit one-on-one too much. Jeremy Osborne's going to want his squad to get back into running their offensive sets.
Brockett with the basketball works it over. Gonzalez will fire up another three, and he knocks it down from 19-9. 28-26 ball game here. Second triple of the day for Gonzalez.
Lead change number 2.
Oh, lead change number 2.
First points of the ball game.
Thank you. Brockett with it, drives in, nice off to Mason. Gets blocked away. Here comes Father Tolton. Pinchton with the basketball, gets it into middle. Now they get it down into Galbraith. He tries to work against the post, tightly guarded by Collier. Goes up with a nice little right-handed hook and puts it down. 28-28 basketball game. We are tied, Damon.
Second tie of the ball game. We were knotted up at 21. Now tied up here at 28.
Christian Brockett works it now to Gonzalez. He'll fire up another three, and now he knocks down another triple. Will Gonzalez finding the hot hand from outside. Curie regains the lead, 31-28, with 4:30 left to go here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
Brian saw this last night as well. Gonzalez only had 3 points in the first half of their ball game last night, but had about 18 points in the second half. Already 6 quick points here in the third quarter for his Condor squad.
Brentwell got it at the free throw line, tossed it back out to Galbraith, and he'll travel before the dribble. See on the Northwestern Mutual replay, Gonzalez fires up one from long range, knocks down another triple there as Curie has regained the lead here in this contest. We thank Sheila Davidsmeyer, our Northwestern Mutual representative, for her sponsorship of our replay feature on Central Illinois Sports. Brockett will bring the basketball across the timeline with just about halfway through the third here in what has been a very fun contest. Mason Minor with the basketball. Gonzalez with it, and he'll travel as he wanted to go right into that double space, and nothing was there, and he shuffled the feet and gets called for the turnover.
That's turnover number 7 against the Condors.
Father Tolton will get an opportunity here to possibly tie this basketball game back up as they get it to Fretwell. He gets pushed back outside the arc, double team coverage on the way from Curie. Now they toss it back in. Galbraith kicks it back out, 3-ball on the way from Aaron Rowe is good. Aaron Rowe from the front row of Blue Devil Gym knocks it down. And just like that, we're tied back up at 31. Father Tolton has really started to shine here through the second half of the second quarter and now through most of the third.
Their talent does not necessarily, or their record is not indicative of their talent.
No, not at all. Shot from Collier is no good. Galbraith grabs the rebound. And we're going to get an official's whistle. And I believe we're going to get a bench warning here as well against Father Tolton, as the assistants are just as excited to be here at the Quincy Shootout as are the head coaches. But as we remind you, assistants are asked to stay in their seats and let the head coaches coach. And sometimes we just get a little too anxious here in life, folks. That's all there is to it. Father Tolton will inbound the basketball in midcourt as Jay Wilson will bring it across the time stripe with 3:11 left to go here in the third. Drives in. Up with a big slam. Oh, goodness. If you aren't awake on a Saturday morning, you are now, as we'll pull that one up for sure on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Goodness gracious. It's a 33-31 lead for Father Tolton.
Looked like Brian Shoemaker on the Little Tykes rim back when he was in junior high.
Carlos Harris Jr. just answered that. It's another tie at 33, and what looked to be a very casual drive to the basket turned into a one-handed hammer. Yefimenko drives in. He goes up high with the right hand. It's no good. Galbraith grabs it. His little turnaround hook is good, and Father Tolton regains a 35-33 lead. Up and down pace here. This is a fantastic flow to this basketball game here in the third quarter. Two very nice teams here at the Quincy Shootout. Curie driving in. Runner from Harris Jr. no good, and we'll go to the free throw line as we'll pull that dunk back up here in just a minute as Damon tells you about the foul.
Foul's going to be called against Javar Galbraith. That'll be his second foul of the quarter. And to the line to shoot two, Carlos Harris the third, and that'll wake the crowd up.
That's
here
one of
early.
those. That's one of those replays that's so nice you can see it twice. I'm just telling you, that's not a bad situation. At the line now is Harris Jr. First free throws up, rolls around the rim and no good. Checking.
We'll watch that.
We'll just watch it again. Checking back in here for Father Tolton is Blake Pinchton, and checking in for Chicago Curie is Derek Dowdles. We'll get some substitutes in here. They'll reset assignments at the lane. We'll get ready for the second free throw with 2:18 left here in the third.
Carlos Harris the third, just 4 points here so far, so the Trailblazers have done a nice job keeping him in check in this ball game. His second free throw is going to be short, so he misses a pair at the line. Yefamenko pulls down his 6th rebound of the ball game for the Trailblazers.
Rowe drives into the lane, gets bumped, and now we're going to get a foul in the backcourt as Dowdle really was just got a little too aggressive there.
That'll be Dowdle's second, first foul of the quarter against Curie.
2:09 left here in the third, and this has been a very eye-opening and awakening basketball game here. Not to say the first one didn't have a good pace of play here, but this has just been two really good basketball teams slugging it out here. With the basketball on the left elbow is Galbraith. He'll drive into the right side, loses the basketball to go out of bounds. Nice defense there from Tavion Collier, and it'll be a turnover against Father Tolton. Condors with an opportunity to tie or take the lead here with 1:59 left to go from the Quincy Shootout. 7 more games to go after this one. Gonzalez with the basketball, drives in, stops and pops at the free throw line, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Galbraith. Galbraith, excuse me, not Gal. Aaron Rowe working the right side against Minor. Stops and pops. That's a pretty nice crossover move and a free throw jumper. Largest lead of the ball game for Tolton as it's 37-33. Minor drives in. Up and under with the right hand is good. Mason Minor has a nice ability to get to the rim and dribble around defenders, and he puts in another deuce. It's 37-35, 1:10 left to go. Shot from Tolton, no good. Collier gets the rebound, gets out of double coverage, and now here come the Condors, pushing quickly into transition. Minor, nice dump down, almost grabbed by Dowdle, and now he'll lose it. And we're going to get a shot, and I believe that's going to fall for Mason Minor.
Count the bucket. Foul's going to be against 14, Vladislav Yefamenko. That's his third foul of the quarter. And we are knotted up again for the 5th time in this one. And Mason Minor will go to the line looking to give us our 4th lead change of the ball game. Minor is now 3 for 3 from there in the ball game as he gets it to go. Give him 11 and give us lead change number 4.
Less than a minute to go here in the third. Curie has regained a 1-point advantage. Tolton with the basketball. Yefamenko with it on the left wing, tosses it quickly down into Wilson. Tries to work around Minor. Tries to get the separation to go up and under. Can't do it. Now they get it back to Galbraith. Galbraith up and under with the left hand. Nice move around Collier, and Galbraith gets the basket. And we change another lead change, 39-38, Tolton with the advantage. They get it down. Collier gets tipped away. Now steal for Tolton. Turnover on the Condors. Pinchton, 3-ball, no good. The rebound falls down into the hands of Galbraith. He loses it, though. Now stolen away. Tolton gets it back, though, as it gets tipped around. Going in. Stop and pop. Jay Wilson is good. Jay Wilson knocks it down. 38. 10 seconds left to go here in the third. Jay Wilson will begin across the time stripe. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Somebody's got to get it up quickly. He will. From the baseline, it's no good. And that wraps up 3/4 of play. Father Tolton, 41. Chicago Curie, 38. Don't go anywhere. We've got 4th quarter play-by-play coming up in 60 seconds.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us when we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com. Central State Bank wishes all of the teams well on the hardwood this week.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. you really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
Just about set for fourth quarter play-by-play, where after 3 quarters, Father Tolton has the 41-38 lead over Chicago Curie. Tolton shooting 16 of 41 from the field for 39%, and the Condors are shooting 31% on 14 of 45 shooting.
Lots of local media here. We see Steve Luton, the Loot, getting some video footage here behind the Father Tolton bench. Chris Dewar's been here alongside all day for Channel 7, and of course, several media members here covering respective players, respective teams. There are a lot of cameras and a lot of eyes here at the Quincy Shootout on all of these feature players. Tolton gets the basketball to begin the fourth frame. It's Rowe driving in, goes up with the left hand, gets a little bit of contact. It's no good. And Dowdle will come down with the rebound for Curie. They'll quickly push to Gonzalez on the left side. Wants to dribble around. Yefamenko tries to go against it, and it's going to be a foul on the floor against Father Tolton. We'll see who gets whistled towards.
Yefamenko will be whistled for. That'll be his fourth, team foul number 1 of the quarter. And before the Condors can inbound the ball, MJ Adair will check back in for the Trailblazers as Yefamenko will go to the bench.
He's not necessarily happy with that foul call, Damon, but I'll tell you what, that's a nice defensive stop. He just kind of got caught in the air with the body there as he trying to lean in. 3 ball on the way from Curie, no good. Rebound comes down to Harris III. He'll drive in, stops just in front of the free throw line. Runner with the right hand is good for Carlos Harris III. The senior gets in 2 more.
Call that Jay Wilson.
Oh, Jay Wilson, excuse me. Sorry, I'm on the wrong card, boys.
Right number, wrong card. Largest lead of the ballgame now for the Trailblazers at 5 as Carlos Harris III will attack the bucket. His shot is up and good for the Condors, so he's got 6.
I didn't have the name wrong. I'm just a future fortune teller, Damon. I just knew which basket was coming next.
And the Powerball numbers for the next drawing will be what, Brian?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same combination as my luggage.
You heard it here first.
They get the basketball. They try to get it into, and now it's going to be a big one-handed hammer coming down from Derek Dowdle on the steal in the basket. We'll throw that one up on the replay here as this is really turning into a fun ball game. They try to get it into Fretwell. Gets tripped away again. Another turnover on Father Tolton. With the basketball now is Crockett. Kicks it into Gonzalez. 3 ball is not good. Fight for the Roost ball. Gets picked back up by Christian Brockett.
Trailblazers have gotten themselves in trouble the last few possessions, getting up in the air and haven't had a place to go with the basketball. As a near steal by Rowe, but it'll be ball out of bounds off the hands of Rowe. Condors basketball.
6:15 left to go in this one. And we'll get that Northwestern Mutual.
Dunk.
Yeah. You guys get it pulled up. We'll just keep telling them what's happening here. With the basketball is Brockett. He'll slowly bring it across the time stripe as we get you back to live action here on the floor. Stops and pops, left elbow, no good. Fretwell fighting in, able to get both hands on it. It's a rebound for Fretwell. He'll quickly push it back up to the front court. With the basketball is Rowe. Spins in through double coverage off the glass, no good. And now a quick grab as Pinchton was able to grab the ball, and he'll get it in. 2 points for Pinchton. It's a 45-42 lead here for Tolton. 5:48 left to go. 3 ball on the way, doesn't find the mark at all. Wilson will grab the rebound. 3 on 2. He'll go up with the one-handed runner on his own, and Jay Wilson puts it in. And now Curie wants a timeout. We'll take it too. It's Father Tolton 47, Chicago Curie 42. We're back with more play-by-play in the fourth quarter here in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, grab me one too.
Chicago Curie took the Adams Fiber timeout for Adams Fiber, providing the ultimate internet experience with Wi-Fi 6 and internet package speeds up to 1 gigabit. That's faster than Damon and I can run. You can learn more at followthefiber.net. With the basketball is Curie. They'll work it down into the corner. 3-ball is up on the way and good for Christian Brockett. He knocks down a much-needed bucket for Curie. It's now 47-45 with 5:20 to go. Curie gets the steal. Miner with it up and hits the and one. Mason Miner turns the turnover into points.
And just like that, a 5-point deficit gives us a tie ball game as Pinchton's whistled for his third, team foul number 3, and it gives us our 6th tie of the ball game. We're tied at 47, as you just saw that replay on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay. Mason Miner at the line, can't get the and one to go, and Javar Galbraith's going to run down his 9th rebound of the ballgame.
Pinchton with it quickly down in the corner, gets double teamed to the short corner. He tries to get rid of it, and he's going to get tipped away, as they say that Collier got a hand on it and I believe had a foot on the baseline at the same time, so it'll be Father Tolton basketball near their own hoop. 5 minutes left to go in this one, maybe some coming afterwards. We don't know. Nice move, nice ball fake, and a quick basket for Javar Galbraith.
Galbraith's got 14 points to go along with his 9 rebounds.
He has really opened up here in the second half of this ball game. Gonzalez with the basketball, tightly guarded out by Jay Wilson. They get it down to the free throw line. Moving down in is Harris Jr. Now back to Miner. Miner has really had a nice ball game here for Curie. 15 points on the night. It's going to be a toss away. Nope. Father Tolton able to try to get it in. Now it'll be a turnover on the Trailblazers. Curie in transition. Up on the run is Christian Brockett. He'll get fouled and go to the free throw line for another and one opportunity.
He's going to be fouled by Jay Wilson. Wilson will be whistled for his third foul of the quarter against the Trailblazers.
Curie able to just get that basketball out into transition. And, of course, Brockett was already 3/4 of the way down the court when they got the pass to him. And now the free throw is up and good.
Brockett's got 5. That was our 6th lead change of the ball game.
52-49 here. Wilson drives in. Another right-handed runner. That is the go-to move, it seems to be, for Jay Wilson. Another quick 2 points there at about 6 feet away from the basket. Now it's 52-51, Curie with the lead. Father Tolton remains in that man-to-man defense. They'll come out and guard Brockett at midcourt. Brockett looks for the lane. Nothing there. Look baseline. Nothing there either. It's Gonzalez on the cross-court pass and the 3 in and out of the rim. Fretwell will grab the rebound for Father Tolton. Miner gets a hand on it. Almost tipped away. Galbraith able to hold on to it, and now we'll get a foul near midcourt.
Brockett will be whistled for his first Condors foul of the 4th quarter.
They're going to move it back over in front of some of the faithful fans there in the locker room entrance that leads back to the Blue Devil locker room. Damon, we got to see that, and that is an impressive lounge and locker room area for the host school Blue Devils.
Quite impressive what the Blue Devils players have for their accommodations and what the community of Quincy has allowed for them to have.
Nicer than the place I used to live in before I moved into Quincy. 3-ball on the way from Pinchton is off the back of the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound, Galbraith able to come up with it. Father Tolton gets another opportunity here with 3:30 left to go. Double team in the backcourt. Wilson was trying to get in, but it's going to get a timeout on the floor from Father Tolton first. We'll take it 3:26 left to go in this one. It's a 1-point game. Come back here in 30 seconds.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Coming out of the Adams Fiber timeout, top-notch local computer sales and repair services. Adams Experts is your go-to when your computer goes down. Visit them at followthefiber.net or give them a call, 217-214-3423 if you're here in the Quincy area. Father Tolton will inbound here after taking the timeout. 3:26 left to go in this one. The Trailblazers trail by 1 in what has been a back-and-forth second half here between the Trailblazers and the Condors. Wilson with the basketball. He had the big highlight reel moment that everybody's been talking about here. It's been buzzing in the gym since it happened. Pingeton with it. Shot clock is going to go out, but we're going to get a foul call right before, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Foul's going to be whistled against the Condors' Tavion Collier. It'll be his second foul of the quarter. Blake Pingeton to the line. His first free throw attempts of the ball game are set to come for the Trailblazers. His team trailing 52-51, 3:15 to play in the contest. Pingeton gets the first, and we're tied up again now at 53. If he gets this to go, it will give us our 7th lead change of the ball game. Pingeton gets it to go.
They only get the score adjusted. I think they've got it adjusted right, Charlie, on the scoreboard. Now they've got 54-52 for Tolton. We'll see. We had a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard last night as well. We'll see if they'll adjust it here. We've got 53-52 on our count. And we'll get another timeout for Father Tolton. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We'll take it too. We're back in 30 seconds again on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Coming out of our Adams Fiber timeout that Father Tolton took, Chicago Curie has been at the scorer's table during this 30-second break. We believe our score is right at 53-52 with Father Tolton with the lead. The guys down in the stripes are taking a look at it as well in the scorebooks, and we believe we'll get that adjusted here on the big board after we come back to play. Tolton will inbound the basketball, and now they've got it adjusted correctly. Tolton with a 53-52 lead here in Blue Devil Gymnasium as Rowe will inbound for the Trailblazers. He'll talk it back out to Wilson, 3/4 of the court away. He's going to meet some double team coverage and has to work around, and instead Brockett's going to get whistled for the bump.
That's Brockett's third foul of the quarter against the Condors. So shot clock will reset. Trailblazers will have the basketball with the 1-point lead, 53-52.
Pingeton found a little lane. Nice little spin move off the baseline. Rolls in and around, and it's a big putback from Will Fretwell, and he gives a little flex back to the Trailblazer bench on the nice play from Will Fretwell to throw it down on the tip in, and now Father Tolton takes a 3-point lead here with less than 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Fretwell just kind of came out of nowhere. Driving in now is Harris. Shot up no good. Fight for the loose rebound comes down to Galbraith. 2:42 left to go. Pingeton with it. Stops at the free throw line, tosses it back into Fretwell. He's got a little bit of momentum, goes in, shot is no good. And now Collier will grab the rebound, and he will get fouled trying to get it away.
Pingeton will be whistled for his 4th, and that is the 4th Trailblazers foul of the 4th quarter.
Damon, we've got a tight one here, just 3 points separating these two teams who have played a really entertaining basketball game here. Not to think that we might go into a little extra period here. With the basketball is Harris III. Drives in on the left side. Stops. Up off the glass and good. That's a nice move from Carlos Harris III. And Michael Oliver wants to talk it out with his team. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We will take it too. Don't miss the end of this one here coming up on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you tired of being caught off guard? Slipping up in a winter storm? Don't let this be you. Say goodbye to shovels that break faster than your New Year's resolution.
Well, before the snow falls, visit your local Farm and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for everything winter. From snow blowers to a sturdy snow shovel. From different size ice scrapers to ice melt. And from sleds to hats, gloves, coats, bibs, and a lot more, we got you covered.
Warning, finding everything in one place may lead to extreme joy and the absence of disappointment. Farm and Home Supply is not responsible for spontaneous snowball fights, increased snow angel production, or the overwhelming desire to hug your snowblower.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Chicago Curie takes the Adams Fiber timeout. The ultimate internet experience with Wi-Fi 6 and internet package speeds up to 1 gigabit. That means you'll never buffer while watching the Quincy Shootout live. It's Adams Fiber at followthefiber.net. Curie took the timeout. Damon, they still trail in this one, and this was a game that early on really felt like the Condors had in control, but Father Tolton over the last 2.5 quarters has really started to get the momentum. You can see the excitement in their players and even on the bench, and now they've got 2:16 left to try and close this one out.
Now they've got to find a way to beat this Condors press as Aaron Rowe's pass is deflected, almost a near steal, but they're going to say that Carlos Harris III's foot came down on the sideline before he was able to get rid of the basketball. So it will remain Trailblazers basketball, and Father Tolton has gotten a lead by as many as 5 points in this one. Felt like they had some momentum, and as soon as they'd hit that 5-point lead, the Condors would come right back.
With the basketball now is Wilson. Nice spin move. Oh, he had Yefamenko on the pretty pass, but it goes through everybody's hands, and they say that's going to go off the Condors' fingertips, and it will remain here with the Trailblazers.
Ball was deflected from behind.
They'll get it back out now to Rowe. He'll dribble the basketball back out to midcourt. Condor still in the man. Galbraith and Fretwell at the elbows. They'll get it to Fretwell. He gets pushed back out behind the arc. Back up to Rowe. Works in. Drives in up with the right hand. Off the back of the rim is no good. Minor sliding on the ground for it. Now it's going to be a loose ball, and there's going to be a jump ball as Minor could never really. Oh, and they say that they're going to grant the Condors the timeout instead. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We will take it too. Don't go anywhere for the end of this one coming up here in 30 seconds.
United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card.
Chicago Curie took the timeout to avoid the jump ball, and they'll get the basketball out here with 1:41 left to go in a 1-point basketball game as Father Tolton holds on and clinging to this lead like a cat on a screen door.
Curie still with 2 timeouts, and the Trailblazers with 3. As Curie looks to regain the lead and give us our 8th lead change of the ball game.
They'll have to get through what we thought was going to be a little extended pressure. Now Father Tolton falling back behind the half-court line. 1:34 left to go in this one. Harris III with the basketball. Spin move. Drives in. Stops at the free throw line. Back with the left hand. Up and under. Gets a little contact by Galbraith and nothing there. But Collier will pick up the loose ball and drop it in. Tavion Collier gives the Condors a 1-point lead. 1:18 left to go. Double teamed back in the corner there near the midcourt line, and now Father Tolton will be granted the timeout instead. 1:16 left to go. We'll be back here on the Adams Fiber timeout in 60 seconds on Central Illinois Sports.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us when we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com. Central State Bank wishes all of the teams well on the hardwood this week.
Coming out of the timeout, we remind you about Farm and Home Supply. Snacks, hoodies, power tools, lawn chairs, and a whole lot more. Go see the guys at Farm and Home Supply for all of your needs here in the winter. Get that new snow shovel or a little salt melt to throw on your steps here as we are in the midst of Mother Nature's cold snap here in West Central Illinois. Trailblazers will inbound the basketball here with 1:16 left to go. 2 timeouts for Tolton, 1 for Curie here as we reach the waning moments of regulation. With the basketball is low. Curie will have the arrow on a change of possession or a jump ball. Galbraith with it. Picks the basketball up outside the free throw line. Now back out to Aaron Rowe. 15 seconds left here on the shot clock. Less than a minute to go. 2 timeouts apiece. I'm sorry I misled you all. Collier with the basketball. He gets the rebound and now gets rid of it. With the basketball now is Harris III. Curie has a 1-point lead, 30 seconds. There's about a 15-second differential between shot clock and game clock here. They'll work the basketball out to Christian Brockett, the senior, standing way out at midcourt, letting time tick away here. Father Tolton convinced to let it tick as well, as they should get another opportunity here with the basketball.
Got to keep Tavion Collier off the offensive glass in the event the Condors miss when they take the shot.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Driving in is Harris III, and now we'll get the whistle on the hack, and Harris III will go to the free throw line.
Foul's going to be whistled against Jay Wilson. That'll be Wilson's 4th. And it'll send Carlos Harris III to the line to shoot 2. He missed a pair from there earlier in the ball game, 2 for 4. And even if he makes them both, it's still just a 1-possession game, but he's unsuccessful on the first.
Damon Father Tolton's going to have an opportunity, barring that they can get the rebound or it's a made basket here. They're going to have an opportunity to either tie or win the ball game with 20 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off.
And there's been some announcer talking about the possibility of overtime for the last 30, 35 minutes here. So
I haven't said it for 30 or 35 minutes, maybe 3 or 4.
Galbraith's going to get the rebound. That's his 13th.
15 seconds left to go. Pushing now quickly down. This is Rowe with the basketball. He almost loses it. It's a fight for the loose ball on the floor. Rowe's down on the hands with it, along with many other Curie players, and it's going to be a jump ball, and Curie is going to regain the basketball here as Father Tolton just maybe moved a little too fast. Rowe just kind of got a little bit out of control and lost the basketball there.
Jeremy Osborne's thinking maybe there was a little bit too much contact there as Rowe was bringing the ball up the floor.
And he might be right, but in this tight moment, the officials choose to just let the boys play it out, and now Michael Oliver and company will take a timeout for the Condors. 6 seconds left. Don't go anywhere. We're back in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sport.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties, along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs, or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
If you have that drive and you want to do more with God, then there's opportunity there for you to do that. It's not the typical job that you would expect it to be. Like, it's just super fulfilling. When my life needed opportunity, I chose DOT.
Coming out of the Adams Fiber timeout, it is a 56-55 basketball game. Chicago Curie has the lead, and they have regained the basketball after the jump ball scenario here just in front of us on our corner of the court. Damon, if you are Father Tolton, you would like to hopefully get a quick steal, but the realistic possibility of putting the Condors back to the free throw line seems like what might be your first go-to here.
Yeah, and I think you've got to be careful here if you're the Trailblazers, too. Obviously, you've got to get the foul right away, but Jay Wilson has 4 fouls. Wilson's the leading scorer in the ballgame for the Trailblazers, so if possible, you'd prefer for him not to be the one to foul.
Condors set up all at the free throw line. We'll see if anyone sprints back. Collier does. That is not there. They'll get the release valve down to Gonzalez, and he will get quickly fouled by Yefimenko.
Yefimenko's going to foul out of this contest with 3 points and 6 rebounds as Pinchton will check back in.
Only 9/10 of a second falls off the clock As Michael Oliver grabs some guys here, is this a timeout or not? It's
No.
not, and they just want to wave everybody back into play.
They're going to try to use their 15 seconds with Yefamenko fouling out.
Now they'll start whistling the gentleman back over into the lane so we can continue play. Curie has an opportunity to extend the lead to 3. Father Tolton will again have an opportunity to at least take the lead, tie, or depending on how these 2 free throws go, at least tie.
Gonzalez is good on the first. He's got 7.
Damon, the way this game is going is now Father Tolton's going to take a timeout. We might just keep it right here if that's all right, gentlemen. Father Tolton's going to come out of this timeout with an opportunity to get the basketball back. And if you are Jeremy Osborne, do you want to try and tie, or do you want to try and potentially, depending on how this free throw does or does not fall, maybe take the win?
I think you go for the win right here if possible. You just had you're battling some foul trouble. But I'll tell you what, we've seen a great ball game right here. And Tolton has gotten leads by as many as 5. The Condors had a 9-point lead early in the first half, but the Trailblazers have battled back. But right now, Jeremy Osborne's trying to find a way to keep this game going for his Trailblazer squad. And Brian, the other question here becomes, if the Condors make this free throw, do they foul the Trailblazers before they get a chance to take a 3?
And that is a great way to look at it if you're sitting over in that Condors bench. Quickly put to the guys to the line for 2. We have seen some really tough rebounding, though, from the hands here today of Javar Galbraith, especially here on the offensive side. Yefamenko is out. Pinchton can get in and get some rebounds. Will Fretwell would have to get back into the lane here for Father Tolton as well. But first we got a free throw to get through, and we'll decide what goes from there. As we know, the both coaches have us wired in, Damon, listening to all of our sage advice here up in the Crow's Nest. 5.5 seconds as we come back to live action. Gonzalez will step to the free throw line. Chicago Curie, the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A in the state of Illinois, as the officials take a quick whistle to discuss something here.
It is. It was Gonzalez.
Yeah. They're not going to fall for the old banana in the tailpipe trick again. Gonzalez takes the basketball, takes a few dribbles, whisks the ball around in his hand and goes up, and it's good. 58-55, 5.5 seconds left to go. Here we go. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and they will foul in the backcourt as Jay Wilson will step to the free throw line for 2 shots with 3 seconds left.
Gonzalez whistled for his second. That's actually just
the fourth. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was misreading things.
Yeah, missed that earlier.
Missed that. Sorry, guys. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. They've got to get a shot up. It's a long 3, and it goes off the right side of the glass and no good as Jay Wilson's shot does not fall, and Chicago Curie escapes with the win. It's a 58-55 win for Chicago Curie over Father Tolton. We have reached the Blessing Health System post-game show, where we'll come back with some final stats and breakdown of this one here, coming back in a few minutes on Central Illinois Sports.
The heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. If something goes wrong with it, you need a medical team that works just as hard. You need Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team, celebrating 20 years of delivering life-saving care to tri-state residents. Patients and families choose Blessing Health's Open Heart Surgery Team for its experience, quality, and heartwarming compassion. Get the most out of your hard-working heart.
One size fits all, that may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome back to the Blessing Health System postgame show, where Chicago Curie is a 58-55 winner over Father Tolton out of Columbia. Blessing Health System, locations throughout the region for your healthcare needs. From walk-in to primary care, specialty care, and emergency medicine, Blessing Health System is here to serve you. Learn more online at blessinghealth.org. Damon Emmerich has done a fantastic job of keeping stats through 4 quarters of play, and he's got a final breakdown of everything here from this one.
Well, the Trailblazers of Tolton Catholic in the ball game, shooting 22 of 55 for 40%, and their individual scoring in this ball game looks like this. 3 points for Vladislav Yefimenko before he fouled out. 6 points apiece for Will Fretwell and Blake Pinchton. 9 points for Aaron Rowe. Javar Galbraith finishes with 14 points to go along with 13 boards. And Jay Wilson led the way for the Trailblazers with 17 points, including 1 highlight dunk. For the Condors of Chicago Curie, they finished shooting 23 of 60 for 30%, and their scoring goes like this. Dejon Jackson with 2 points, Michael Oliver Jr. 3, 5 for Christian Brockett, 6 for Derek Dowdle, 8 points apiece for Will Gonzalez and Tavion Collier. Collier also finishing with 12 rebounds. 11 points for Carlos Harris III, and the leading scorer in this one for the Condors, Mason Miner, with 15 points.
Time to name our player of the game, brought to you by Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are important, but so are the time, patience, and encouragement that our young athletes receive from their coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edwards Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why he is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. Well, Damon, a guy from start to finish who really put in a nice day for this Condor squad, Mason Miner, I believe, is going to be our player of the game today.
Yeah, Mason Miner did a good job whenever Chicago Curie got down where they trailed by 5 points a few different times. It seemed like Miner was the guy who made that bucket to get them right back into it, and that's why he is our Derek Harris, Edward Jones player of this game.
Getting you ready for our next contest coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll step aside and reset things on the stream. So glad you're joining us here on Central Illinois Sports. Come back in a few minutes for more action here live from the Quincy